Hey everybody, I am coming at you with nonviolence, which also includes fitness, but I do the grocery hauls and stuff, and I really haven't come with like a separate fitness like what I'm doing right now either, but I haven't done the nonviolence in a while because nonviolence to me means like being good to yourself emotionally, physically, socially, psychologically, like really like just being good to yourself. Nonviolence to me isn't like I'm getting beat up at home or none of that type of crap, because that's not what I'm talking about, even though I feel like of course that's violent and you should get out of those situations. But a lot of people imprison themselves with violence because they're not good to themselves. They are not taking care of themselves, so they're being very violent to themselves even though they're not in violent relationships. So I try to be really good to myself emotionally, physically, socially, and mentally, because I realize it is my job to take care of this temple, or whatever it is to you, this body, this life, this opportunity to make a difference, whatever life means to you. It means different things to different people as an individual, not like as an inclusive thing. What I'm talking about here is, yes, there are things that you can practice and do like as a whole, because when you are more nonviolent, then your environment's more nonviolent, and then you can spread that to your community and create a more community that's more nonviolent. But so I didn't come for a while. It's March. I really haven't done it all of January and February because I was having a lot of stress in my home, and that creates, that is not a nonviolent situation for me. It is very stressful, and when you allow stress to accumulate, you are being violent to yourself to some extent. As far as how I see it, you are. So I have a special need child. He's 24 years old, so I've been dealing with this for 24 years. I'm pretty immune to a lot of things where young people are still going through all these milestones and getting hurt over and over again. Like, I've passed a lot of that. So I guess I had a new milestone, which I wasn't really even expecting, and that was that my son was having like a mental breakdown. And he is already on some medicine for his psychological health. I don't need to go all into it, but he's got like some schizophrenia, psychotic episodes, probably depression, and some other things going on, which I think some of that is normal for kids that are delayed because they're just kind of like in this environment that doesn't change, which makes you a little crazy. Just like this quarantine is probably making people crazy because they're in this environment that they can't change. So, like, I've been kind of going through, and I didn't want to do these videos when I wasn't really feeling like I was in a situation where I was being really at peace with myself, because I haven't been very at peace with myself. So the things that I do to create peace for myself is I like to paint, I like to read. Some of them are just books, some of them are inspirational, some of it's the Bible. Like, I have a lot of reading sources. I have a book club that I present to you guys on YouTube with my mothers and a friend of mine, and that type of stuff's very relaxing and fun and enjoyable for me. It's things that I do to create peace within myself. But even though I've been doing those things, I've been very stressed, so I didn't want to come to you and talk about it. But now I'm at the point where it's getting better again, so I'm going to start with the nonviolence. And I think what I'm going to do from now on is just kind of talk about me and my situation, and not be like reading from somebody else's nonviolent manual to generate ideas for us about how we can be more peaceful. I'm just going to try to use examples of what I am actively doing and how I am managing it. So in order to create more peace in my house, like, I had to stop going to my women's group, which actually creates a lot of peace for me, but I had to stop doing it because I couldn't leave my kid alone, because he was running away, he was doing all kinds of crazy things that was driving everybody crazy in the house. But we have a lot of that under control now, but I still just don't want to be gone for more than 30 minutes or 15 minutes at a time out of the house when he's here, So these are things that I do to create peace within myself, which I encourage every person out there should have something that they do daily or weekly to create peace for themselves. Depending on the type of situation you're in, you might need more or less of this. I do reading, I do painting, I get a massage every week. I really try to reflect and be at peace with myself every week too, and like create closure for myself from one week to the other. I do a lot of meditation, reading devotionals, reading the Bible, then reading just regular books. I feel like I really falling in love with autobiographies and biographies, because a lot of the things that you read about other people just gives you energy for your life if it's inspiring. And those are the kind of things that I read, so it's inspiring and creating energy within myself. And hopefully within other people too, which is why I share it. So another thing that I do for myself to create peace is I always try to take a vacation for myself once a year. Then I try to take a vacation with my family or my husband. Usually I take a vacation with my husband, then I take a vacation with my family or a family member every year. And I try to choose happiness and joy over pain, depression, and anxiety. That's how I maintain, my peace and my happiness, because those are choices you make. You can either be in a depression, you can either be in a world of anxiety, or you can choose joy, happiness, and hope and things like that to get you through things. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of like choices that you're making on a personal level that get you through or not through things. What I've learned in my life, because my life is different than some people's life, but I really feel like our lives are all the same. We just have different examples or different struggles. So what I've learned in my life is, yes, when my son was born and he had to go to the ICU and he had to be resuscitated at birth, and we knew there was going to be problems, and we had realized that he had been without oxygen for 3 hours off and on, that there would be like brain function delays and possibly developmentally delays, which that's what it ended up being, developmentally delayed. Things like, it was hard and painful, and I don't know, I'm being so emotional right now, but it's hard when you have like these dreams for the people you love and you realize like that's not going to happen, which again is kind of selfish because they should create their own dreams. But you have like basic dreams like college, graduating high school, having friends, like just some basic simple things, walking, talking, thinking, being able to master arithmetic and reading and comprehension. Those are things that you want for your children, and you realize like when you have a child that's developmentally delayed, like a lot of that's not going to happen for them. So for me personally, every time we would hit a milestone and Torsten wasn't reaching it, that was like a death for me. Like it was hard. It was like a constant emotional, maybe even social and physical setback for me in some kind of way. And the only thing I can really describe it to is like there was a time in my life when I got a divorce, and it really felt like I had failed in something that I really wanted to be successful in. I had lost, it was like a death of somebody to me, because even though they weren't dead, it was a death of that relationship. So that's kind of how it feels when your kids reach these milestones, when they have a disability or they won't reach them. Like a little part of you dies again, like when it should have been that time to do this, and again they're not doing that or this. So for me, nonviolence is so important, because you can be so violent with yourself just because you're going through things that are out of your control. And that's when you have to take more care of yourself to make sure you survive that and stay intact and are still a kind, loving, outgoing, positive person, because it can turn you into a Scrooge if you're not careful of that. So that's why nonviolence is so important to me personally, but also is very important to me like in my family, and really in my family to begin with, because my kid, he feeds off my energy. And if I'm not giving off the right energy, then I have a lot of negative energy in my house. And also, like with my relationship with my husband, people you're involved with, they just feed off your energy. So you can go through 1,000 things, but if that's all you're displaying every day, it eats away at every relationship you have. You have to live beyond the things you're going through to some extent too. So, however you do that, that's what you need to do. So I was just going to say, like, fitness is another thing that I talk about a lot on my channel, because being fit, eating healthy, exercising, those are things that bring me peace. Those are things that mellow me out. Those are things that make me real and authentic who I am, because the more I work on myself to be the best that I can be, the more I can give to the people that I live with and that I love and that I care about. And even though I can choose to make my circle really small, because I guess technically I have an excuse, I'm so busy with my child, I want to have a big circle, because the more people I let into my circle, the better that is for my kid, because he doesn't have friends. He doesn't have people he socializes with. So he socializes with my friends, he socializes with our extended family, he socializes with the people that I invite into the house. That's all he has. So I have to maintain that too. But part of maintaining that is not hiding in a hole, because I'm feeling a certain type of way. Like, I still have to be outgoing and be in the world and participate in things. So fitness is really important to me. Like, I even do a little segment on it. And I've been bad on fitness the last couple of months because I've been going through some stuff. But my normal regimen is 120 ounces of water, 10,000 steps a day, 7 hours of sleep. And I try to get 8,000 steps when I'm having a slow or non-productive day, and at least 5 hours of sleep when I'm not able to sleep very well. And I have a Fitbit, I monitor that, And the water is the most important thing, though, because if you don't drink your water, you can't go on to the next thing that you want to do, which is portion control and things like that, or choosing a diet. And the other thing that I've been doing this year that's beyond what I used to do last year is I try to go to the gym between 2 to 3 times a week, and doing like lifting exercises, like the little lifting machines that they have. I do that. I do like 3 upper body and then 3 lower body, and then I do a abdomen twister thing, and then I do sit-ups with a little heavy ball while I'm there too. Because that's important. Like, you have to be physically fit to deal with the challenges in your day, especially when you have challenges every single day, that you have to be positive about and create good outcomes, because you just have to have a good family life and you can't let things bother you. So I guess next week I'm going to weigh myself again, because I haven't even weighed myself in the last 3 months, because weighing myself is just something I used to do for you guys. It isn't something that I used to do all the time. So I just want to encourage people, let them know, like, I'm rooting for you. I want you to have the best life possible, just like I want myself to have the best life possible. I understand that everybody is going through things. I don't pretend that life is perfect. It's absolutely not. But I do believe that it's very, very important that you create some hobbies for yourself, or things that you like to do that create peace for you. Because those little things that you do, they're going to get you through when you don't have anything else. Because a lot of this stuff isn't stuff that you talk about with people. It's stuff that you personally have to get through yourself, that create a better mindset for yourself. And I just wanted to share a little history about me, and about why nonviolence is so important to me, why fitness is so important to me, why I love the book club. Because you can go to the library, get a library card, and create peace for yourself every single day just by reading books. All these books that we read about on YouTube, you can get them there for free. It's another free thing that you can do. Like, when I go to the gym, I don't go to some fancy schmancy gym. I go to the gym at my job. It's $5 for all the years that I work there to use that gym, which pretty much equivalates to nothing. You know what I mean? What is $5? It's not $5 every year. It's $5 that I pay, and then I can use that gym until I'm retired. So I always try to do things that are really thrifty, because I try to realize that a majority of the people are on some type of a budget, and I understand and respect that. Another thing about nonviolence for me is recycling, getting solar panels, driving a Toyota Prius. I'm concerned about those carbon footprints that we're leaving, and I want to leave a small one. So I do the things that I can to make sure that I do leave a small one, you know. But that's just what it is for me. I don't know what it is for you. I just wanted to come at you and let you know a little bit about myself, about why I am where I am today, and why I do the things that I do. It's really just to keep me happy and healthy and strong, because, and I want to share that with people. Like anything that's bringing me peace, I want to share with people, and I try to share with people. And that's why I do these channels. It's not like about creating a great amount of revenue or a publicity thing. It's just like about, if you're that person that needs an outlet, that has time to listen to something, that they can have something positive to listen to, and have somebody tell them how to do things that are very inexpensive, that can make a big difference in their lives. Like the fitness, you know, eating healthy. I mean, I only shop at Aldi's. I only do Aldi hauls. Just, you know, I try to keep it real. I try to really represent who I am. Like today I went to Aldi's. I ran my errands. I did this video. I did the Aldi haul video. I'm going to cook here in a little bit. I'm having a glass of wine. I'm just getting through today. Tomorrow I'm going to work, you know. And I just hope that you stay safe and you stay healthy during this time, during our little quarantine time and coronavirus time. Like, don't let it stress you out. Like, it just is what it is. Just like everything else before it was what it was. Ebola, AIDS, this, that, or whatever. And you can say, like, the thing is, like, the general public just is only caring for a certain amount of time. And then they don't care because, you know, people still have an unprotected sex and AIDS is still out there. I'm just saying, like, this virus is going to be out there probably 10 to 20 years from now, too. We're just going to be more cautious about washing hands. And then there's going to be that whole other population of people that aren't going to be very cautious about washing hands, that never have been and never will be, that continue to spread diseases and germs, just like that percentage of populations that don't want to get vaccinated. They're spreading stuff too. But I'm not for that. Like, I'm not going to go into it, you know. Go into it for yourself. Figure out what it is you like or don't like for yourself. Be positive for yourself, for your community, and be mindful of the people living in your world, because we all have to get along. Part of getting along with people is taking care of yourself so that you can give people the best version of yourself. So peace, be good, be clean, wash your hands, cover your mouth when you sneeze. Bye.